Hey guys, World Cup finally started. SofaScore Fantasy finally started. We had two so and so matches, but we start. We finally start gathering some points. Okay, so the World Cup started, but it's not too late to start playing SofaScore Fantasy because we still have more than 100 matches yet to be played, and none of the premium picks played yet, none of the top teams played yet, so it's not at all late to just now go select your team, join your leagues, and start playing. You just need to take care not to pick any players that played. So pick no players from Mexico, South Korea, South Africa, and Czech Republic, and you're good to go. Even if you don't start today, just don't pick any players from teams that play tonight. Still no premium picks, still no top teams. If you don't count Switzerland as a top team, which is maybe questionable. Switzerland is a very good team, but they are not top team, in my opinion. Um, uh, what you need to take care is to keep in mind that then you're not going to have those players for the round 2 and for round 3, but it doesn't matter that much because you can still pick a very good team without players from those teams that already played. I just wanted to talk a little bit because I didn't have time to talk about it before, about the only token we have at this World Cup. I was a bit disappointed because we had more tokens, and official FIFA Fantasy had more tokens, but still they just gave us one token. It's pretty straightforward. I just wanted to mention it. It's a triple captain, so you get your usual captain, and this is triple captain that you can use once during the entire tournament. It's pretty simple. If your player scores 10 points, captain gives him 20, triple captain gives him 30, and so on and so on. I will probably use triple captain in the group stage or eventually in the round of 32. Why? Because in later rounds you're going to have more players from same team, so you're not going to be able to twist your captain so much because your players are going to play at the same time. You can just choose one player from that team or from that time slot as a captain. So in group stage you can theoretically twist it 15 times, more realistically 10 11 times, which is really enough for you to get at least one player who will score like 10 15 points or something like that. So keep in mind to use your triple captain while you still have a lot of different players from different teams and from different teams that do not play at the same time, so you can twist at least 8 9 times. Last night I made a couple of changes from my latest draft, and one of them was really fantastic. I decided to change Flecken because he was not 100% needed. There were some reports in media that Verbruggen will be ready maybe for the first match, if not for first, then from second and then onwards. So it was not 100% that Flecken would play. So I changed him, and that turned into a couple of more substitutions because of the budget, and I ended up with Imbeon from South Korea at 4.5, and he scored a goal and assist and a couple of more repeatable actions, and he ended up with 14 points, and I captained him, of course. Why? Because I captained Vasquez first. He was at 8 points. It was not enough. I twisted him because you can just twist it to any player. I would never choose Inbeom as my captain if I can just change it once or twice or once per day. But because you can change it after every single game, I chose him. Why not? I don't lose anything, and he ended up with 14 points, which is 28 points for me, and I will not be twisting my captain anymore. I think that's enough. Vasquez was also fine. He was in my latest draft as well. 8 points. Could have 9 or 10. He was just there at 6.9 rating. If he grabbed 7.0 rating, he would get one more point, but he lost some duels. He was not very good with long balls, but still 8 points is a great score. It started really good for me. I will now have only very good players because Inbeon was just 4.5, Vasquez just 5. I will have Canadian goalkeeper. I don't know how to pronounce his name because I think it's a French pronunciation, probably like Crepeux or something like that. And yeah, if he doesn't concede a goal against Bosnia, have some saves, I would have a really, really good start. But still, I can always change him from Vargas from Colombia. So it's a pretty good start. Okay, let's now go to some value picks for you who didn't form your teams yet, and for you who are already thinking about match day 2. I did it before the first match started, so I have Rangel from Mexico, which would be a great addition for your team because he didn't concede a goal. I have Crepo there from Canada, which I choose. Vargas, which I also chose. Suzuki, I followed him in Serie A for Parma. He was great last season. This season, not so much because he was having a lot of problems with his injuries. He's not that good of a shot stopper, but he has a lot of runs out, punches, long balls, and stuff like that. So I think he can accumulate certain points even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet. And Japan can keep some clean sheets in that group, at least one. So he's a really good pick. Vargas, that I already took, is a really good pick. He has a very good chance to get at least 2 clean sheets. Crepu as well, 2, maybe 1 for sure, I think, against Qatar. And then again, still against Switzerland, even if he concedes, if he has a lot of saves and run outs, high claims, high punches, he can accumulate a lot of points. The clean sheet is not the most important thing, although it is important. And then I have Calindes from Ecuador, which has a fantastic defense, really like world-class defense. They play like that, so it's a great chance that he will not concede. He's there just at 4.5. Then for defenders, forget Vasquez, but you have Danilo, who is there luckily because Wesley, who was a great pick himself from Roma, he got injured, and Danilo, who I had in some previous fantasies for Serie A, not SofaScore Fantasy, but some other fantasies, he was always good. He's there with eye for a goal and assist. He can keep some clean sheets, and he's very cheap. McKenna from Scotland, he has Haiti in the first round. Otamendi with just 5 million, and he does a lot on the pitch in terms of like duels and interceptions and tackles, and he can score a goal. Widmer was also an attacking threat from Switzerland. Switzerland can keep a couple of clean sheets as well, and he's attacking threat. And then Husanov, which I don't know, is hot and cold for the national team. In a couple of last friendlies, he was not so good, but he's a Manchester City player. He's a great player. He will have his hands full against Colombia and against Portugal, and maybe he can keep a clean sheet against DR Congo. So I think he's interesting choice. And then there's a couple of names that I would definitely not choose because they're not nailed to start, like Rudiger, Konate, Ake, Araujo, who is injured, Stones, who is not so sure this is gonna start yet, Dalot from Portugal, which are all great players, but they will not start, and that's why they're not so good to choose. Then for midfielders, forget Fidalgo and that infamous Impeom, which there's a error there. It's not 4, it's 4.5. But you have Weston McKennie, which scored 10 goals for Juventus this season. He's constant threat. He's like ghosting into the box. He scores a lot of goals. He plays for Juventus. Very good player. At 6 million, you are getting into that USA attack that I think will score a lot of goals at this competition. Then you have Dan Doy, formerly Bologna, now Nottingham Forest. He's always so good. For Switzerland, he's a goal threat. He's in the midfield, but still 5 million, and he's basically a winger. Then I will skip Fidalgo and Impeom. You had them last night. Maybe when I was doing some additional research, Ugarte from Uruguay. He's nailed, and he's 5.5, and he's there for a lot of repeatable actions, passes, duels, interception, clearances. He's doing a lot of things. He's a great player, so I would choose him at 5.5. And then James Rodriguez, I think I mentioned him so much. He's just a pivotal for that Colombia. He's indispensable. Everything goes through him. He's at set pieces. I think he's like the valueless pick with this price in the entire SofaScore Fantasy. And some of the traps are Kante, great for SofaScore Fantasy, great player overall, but he's not nailed. He'll probably not play. And there is Merino and Zubimendi who will play, who will not play. Goretzka will not play. Conceição may play, but he's not nailed, so I would just skip all of those players, although they are all, of course, good players. And then for forwards, Raul Jimenez was there. He scored a goal, but just forget him. We have David Nunez, always good for Uruguay, and he will play his first match against Saudi Arabia, and he scored a lot of goals this season in Saudi Arabia. So he will be playing against familiar defenders for him, and he's nailed to play. He's a really good player, just 6 million. I was surprised. And Raul Jimenez and Che Adams. He didn't have a great season, but he scored some goals towards the end of the season against Juventus. He had an assist against Napoli. He was raising his form. He scored against Bolivia in the last friendly. So at the 5 million, he's great. Arnautovic, fantastic player, very technical player. He's at penalties with Austria. He's the only forward there in Austria. He just scored a lot of goals in qualifications for this World Cup. He's 36, I think now 37. He played last season in Serbian Super League for Crvena Zvezda, but he played for Inter. He was great in Germany, great in England, so he can always snatch that goal, and he can always snatch some dribbles, duels, and assists. And then Mehdi Taremi, I don't value him so much. In Inter, he was really bad, but still he has some of the things that SofaScore values, and he was always great for Iran. He's their best player, and against these opponents like New Zealand, Egypt, I think in that competition he's a very good player. He had the okay season with Olympiacos, so with 5 million I think I would choose him. And then I don't know, the biggest trap here is Endrick, 16.5% owned, and he's not nailed to play. Cunha will start, maybe he will go in, but this game is not like your other fantasies. It's better to have a player who will play 90 minutes. Even if he doesn't score, he will probably accumulate some points. In some other fantasies, even if your guy subs in at 88 minutes, he scores a goal, he will still be there as like some 5 points, which is still a good score. But here you can accumulate so many points throughout the game if you play for 70, 80 minutes, that it's not so good. Even if you come in and you score a goal, you are there somewhere around at 5 points, which the midfielder can accumulate during the 90 points without any assists or goals easily. So I would just skip those players that will come towards the end of the game. Even if they score, I think they're not worth it. Will they score? It's a big question mark, so I'm not sure. Okay, this is it for now. I will probably go with some other video already for match day 2, but now you have certain picks for match day 2 to think about. And also, do not forget, you can still create your team, join your leagues. You're not late at all. You can still win anything. There are just 4 teams that played. You can come in, choose all those other players, and just compete for points totally normally. And you can even be better than me, who already had more than 30 points. That's it. Till the next video.